This is the Dometic Harrier Plus. Let me move out the front of it. Now, we've had a Harrier. This is a new model actually, the Harrier Plus. We've had a Harrier on our last 2 vans because we've always been able to run it off the inverter, right? Now, there's only, in my knowledge, there's only a couple of air cons on the market that can run off an inverter because they're soft start inverter technology. Yeah, and this is one of them. And it's also, it's low, it's got a real low profile, so it looks good on the roof. Fits in any of your hatches, like your standard roof hatches with a 300 or 400 mil hole. And it's a lighter, it's only 44 kilos. A lot of them are heavier than that, so it's nice to keep as much weight off your roof. I say that after I just say I've got a solar farm on there. But I mean, yeah. Yeah, the Dometic Harrier Plus. There you go, I'll come inside and I'll show you how it all works. I've got it cranking at the moment. This new Harrier Plus, it's got a turbo mode, so it goes like an extra fan speed than the old ones used to. Cools your fan down heaps quick. And now I just want to talk to you about how much power it's using. So you've seen all the solar on the roof. At the moment, there's not even that great a sun out there, plus the satellite dish is covering one of the panels. It's only using 16, 17 amps of power to run this aircon at 16 degrees on turbo. So how good's that? So it'll run forever, mate. Got so much power, it's killer. But that's the good thing. One of the good things about these Harriers is that the inverter style of them, they use less power. They ramp up and down slowly. They don't just cut in and out like a big thumping compressor like fridges and air cons do. These ones just scroll up and down nice and smooth, so they use less power. Now, a couple of tips with air cons while we're doing one for a giveaway. If you want yours to last as long as you can, what I figured out over the years is that you got to keep them clean, right? So swing over here. All air cons will have filters, so on the inside of them. Now, to keep the best air going through to your fans and keep your condenser and your evaporator all nice and clean up the top, make sure your filters are clean. So they're super easy to get out. These ones are fresh as a daisy because it's brand new. But you'll always find them, if you don't know where they are, look in your instruction manual. But that is your filter. You've got a little piece of gauze, or like a screen, one there, and there'll be another one up here. So you've got 2, right? You pull them out and you give them a rinse. What I normally use, you can just wash them off with water in a rag, but sometimes they get a bit greasy. I actually just use washing detergent, like before you do your dishes. Give them a gentle scrub with soapy water, wash them with fresh water, leave them out to dry properly. So don't put them back in wet or moist, or they'll catch a lot of dirt and stop that airflow through your filter. So that's my first tip. Keep them filters nice and clean. Make sure you keep an eye on those and pop them back in clean and dry. Bang, there we go. Now the second one, and I got taught this by an aircon fella up in Darwin. Do you remember that, Beck?
Yes, I do.
He come out. Now we were having, a couple of years ago, it was like not cooling down as much as we wanted it to. We're like, what's going on? And we thought there was something wrong with it. And old mate come out and he goes, you're just trying to run it too low. It doesn't like it because of the humidity up there and the temperatures we were in. It didn't want to cool down because we were trying to run it the wrong way. Anyway, it fixed it. All he said was, instead of trying to go down and run it at 16, bump your fan speed up and run it at 22. Don't come below 22. And your fan speed on high. Keeps everything running better, more airflow through the whole thing. Your bits up top don't ice up because of the humidity and stuff. And then it worked sweet ever since. We were sure it was cactus, right? But old mate come out, cleaned all the filters, showed us all these tips. So that's a good one for you. When you're up north and you think, oh, it's too hot, I'll just crank it down to 16. That just makes everything work super hard. So leave it on 22, don't go below 22, up your fan speed as high as you can. That's a good tip. It's worked for us, hasn't it, Beck?
Hands down.
Hands down works. Now, a couple of features on this one, because this is the one you can win. It has a remote, obviously. There's an LED light in it which you can turn on. Power, you can change through your modes. It's also reverse cycle, so it's a heater as well. Fan speeds, and the turbo mode, which I like. You can go up to like full, like when it's super hot, you pull up, you plug in somewhere, just let it crank turbo for a while to cool it right down so it's comfy in there. It's also got a sleep timer, so you can turn it off at night time, or turn it off or make it turn on in the morning.